Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan, coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a historic day in the history of democracy for Bharat. Because after the abrogation of Article 370, for the first time, Baramulla went to the ballot for a central parliamentary election. And the voter turnout is so encouraging that it has breached the records going back till 1967. The Election Commission themselves coming out and announcing that the Baramulla voter turnout has been historic. At a time when many have questioned the participative aspect of 370 and after the abrogation of 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, this is a matter to celebrate for all of us, ladies and gentlemen. In contention, an independent candidate who is actually in jail on terror charges, his sons have campaigned. Sajjad Ghani Loan, the National Conference and the PDP, Omar Abdullah and also the PDP. That's the historic, phenomenal aspect of this election, this phase 5, 49 seats across 7 states and 1 union territory. Ladakh also went to the ballot, ladies and gentlemen. It's been very, very encouraging numbers coming in from Mumbai too. But what we are going to focus is not just celebrate the voter turnout, but those who said that they will change the kind of politics that is practiced, those who find their origins on a movement that named itself India Against Corruption. Some documents that we have accessed here at CNN News 18, which are a huge cause for worry. Many may say this is perhaps old fact, old numbers, but the data is still relevant and important, ladies and gentlemen. From the 27th of October 2022 starts a trail of letters. Now, this is the first date I'm going to show. 27th of October 2022 till the 8th of August 2023. There is a constant conversation that is going on the source of funds, and in between this is 12th of June 2023. There is a conversation going on between the Union Government and the Enforcement Directorate about the source of funds and some incriminating details that have been found. Now, what are the incriminating details? The incriminating details say that in the upcoming Punjab Assembly elections, there are funds that have been received from abroad, donors in the US of A and Canada, whose source of funds are dubious. And what was answered is that donations have been received from citizens, but the case of foreign donation through check and donors required to submit documentary proof nationality of copy. Now, what we're given to understand is the analysis led to certain discrepancies. Now, we're not divulging some of the names that have been mentioned in the document, but what we are putting out is what this document openly says. 155 persons residing abroad have made donations to a total of 1 crore 2,48,189 rupees using 55 passport numbers. So there are dubious entries. Then the investigation further comes out and says multiple donors who have used the same passport number. It has also revealed that the Aam Aadmi Party, investigation has further revealed that the Aam Aadmi Party has intentionally concealed the identity and nationality of the real donors. And this is in violation under Section 3 of the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, or the FCRA norms 2010, and Section 229B of the Representation of People Act. Then, the next charge. Multiple users, donors have used the same email ID for making donations. And 201 persons residing abroad donated an amount totaling to 2 crore 65 lakh 48,000 rupees using 51 email IDs on 639 occasions. Use of the same email ID, multiple donors prove that the current names of real donors have not been recorded by AAP, and identity and nationality of the real donors have been concealed. And these details are now out, ladies and gentlemen. Then the third charge, interestingly, that multiple donors have used the same mobile number, ladies and gentlemen. and amounts totaling to 99 lakhs 90,000. 71 donors using 21 mobile numbers and the donation on 256 occasions. You see this here, 256 occasions. Again, facts prove manipulation of records and concealment of identity and nationality of real donors by the Aam Aadmi Party. And the fourth charge, use the same credit card for donations. PMLA investigation reveals 75 donors residing abroad have used 15 credit card numbers, 15 credit cards for making donations totaling up to 19 lakh rupees, 19 lakh 92,000 rupees. Again, the real source has not been done. This is again violation of Section 8 of the FCRA 2010. Again, the investigation, they said that the AAP set up a body of AAP overseas along with volunteers in countries like USA, Canada, Australia, etc. And some of these volunteers, the overseas donation target of 50 crores was actually fixed, and the charge is that donations from Canadian nationals totaling to 51 lakh 44 were received using email IDs and mobile numbers of 19 Canadian nationals. So this is in violation of the claim made by the Aam Aadmi Party that it was Indian nationals residing abroad who actually had made donations via check. These are foreign nationals using the same passport number but different amounts being used and different transactions. Names of the Canadian nationals and their nationality have been concealed and not reflected correctly in the records. Instead, different names have been mentioned against these donations, and this was intentionally done by the AAP to hide donations by foreign nationals, which is in violation of Section 3 of the FCRA 2010 and Section 29B of the Representation of People's Act. So these are some of the charges that have been made. And one Canadian citizen has directly donated an amount of 20,000, which is again an FCRA violation, ladies and gentlemen. That's why these questions are being raised. There are names that have been taken. We are deliberately not taking those names, but there is also money that an organization in an event in Toronto in Canada, total donation to the tune of $11,786 was claimed to be collected, of which $3,821 was claimed as expense. The $7,965 was sent to AAP in India by using passports of 11 AAP Canada volunteers. So foreign money was rerouted to India by avoiding the FCRA, violating the FCRA norms. Are these great amounts? What does this actually totally amount to? 7.08 crore rupees. But what does this raise questions on? Questions on probity. And does this not totally question the claims made by the Aam Aadmi Party that all our money, all that we have got is genuine money, donations by Indian citizens and not by any foreign national? Who are these Canadian nationals? What are their leanings? What are their antecedents? Ladies and gentlemen, how the Enforcement Directorate stumbled onto this data itself is alarming and worrying. Let me just say, without taking names, that they stumbled upon this information while investigating another case altogether. That case related to an individual in Punjab, and they were looking at the provisions of PMLA via an international drug cartel involved in smuggling heroin from Pakistan. That's when they stumbled upon, when they were investigating this individual, they found a whole set of documents which pointed to how these funds were coming through. Dubious, nefarious and questionable, ladies and gentlemen. Some questions remain. This has all happened over a period of time between 2014 and 2022. We are in 2024. The first letter, like I showed you, where the ED raised this query and alerted the Ministry of Home Affairs, was on 27th of October 2022. We are putting out these documents at CNN News 18 this evening on the 20th of May 2024. Shazia Almi, National Spokesperson of the BJP, is with us. We also have Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, Pawan Duggal, advocate, Supreme Court and cyber law expert. Pawan Duggal ji, namaste. Shazia ji, namaste. Ravi Srivastava ji, namaste. Thank you very, very much. We have had in the past national presidents of political parties who have gone to jail and who have stepped down when corruption of 1 rupee has been proven against them. By the courts, they have been convicted and the parties have taken action. 7.08 crores. Sir, for me, that's a lot of money. For a political party, it may be just a drop in the ocean. Pawan Duggalji, if somebody has brought in so much of money and violated and not paid tax and not declared it, what is it? Does it come under FCRA violations? Should PMLA clauses and Representation of People's Act be invoked against such entities?
First and foremost, we need to appreciate that this entire matter is before the Supreme Court. Since the matter is sub judice, I think it would be prudent for us not to comment on the merits of the matter as a lawyer and wait for this particular information to be produced before the apex court, because then the apex court can take a holistic viewpoint as to what needs to be done. Clearly, if there are contentions that there are provisions of law have been violated, then it will be onus upon the prosecution to prove that these violations have taken place, and the onus will be upon the accused persons to show that these violations have not taken place. But independent of the same, when the holistic matter is all pending before the Supreme Court, I think we should refrain from giving any comments on the legality or otherwise of this entire issue. Mind you, this is a secret report. It's gone from ED to the Ministry of Home Affairs. The Ministry of Home Affairs, being central government, is well within its powers to go and share this information with the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court can pass any appropriate orders based on the entire evidence. Right now, we don't have access to anything. And in any case, since the matter is sub judice, it's best to wait for the decision of the Supreme Court.
But if 155 people are making donations using 55 passport numbers, is everything above board on the face of it, prima facie, Pawan Duggal?
Well, on the face of it, let's put it like this. I've not looked at the papers, but if there's a prima facie violation of the law, then the consequences of law should follow. That's the law of the land. So everything is going to depend on what kind of evidence has been collected, whether the evidence is cogent enough, and whether
the records are all there. We have perused the records. We are deliberately not putting out all the records on there with respect to privacy of some of the names of the people who have been mentioned here and the identities, because purely you said the matter is sub judice, but it is evidential here. We have the numbers and we have the information all here, where 71 donors have used 21 mobile numbers. And we have 155 people using 55 passport numbers and email IDs. The data is also there out there in terms of the email IDs that have been used for making 630 odd transactions by a limited number of people. So 651 email IDs used by 201 people. Now, if 2 people cannot use the same email ID in our country for transactions, here 201 people have used 51 email IDs. Shazia Almi, let the courts decide. But does that apply when the Aam Aadmi Party is making allegations?
Well, that's a different, altogether a different story. And if you were to judge AAP by its own standards, then AAP will have nowhere to flee. But that's I mean, let's not even talk about AAP standards of accusations and then inviting defamations and then giving apology letters. Let's come to this. I didn't know for once that this particular matter was sub judice. I believe that ED has just been able to collect all the evidence, and now the charges are ready. So I wasn't aware of the fact that Supreme Court is indeed looking into the matter. I was to believe that it will be being made a new case and it will be presented to the courts. But you know, people try to protect Aam Aadmi Party for different reasons. They call something sub judice, knowing, not even being sure whether it is or not, or they say let's look at the evidence. It is all out there for everybody to see, and it's not for the first time. Even before, it was I who exposed that Hawala at midnight, when there were actual shell companies which had never done any transaction whatsoever. They suddenly get 25 crores, 5 crores overnight. A company which has just been, that's a shell company, the coca companies. So this has happened before, and it has been exposed before. And here, I don't understand the reason as to why they would not reveal the identity of the donors. And the matter of concern is not just the illegality of foreign funding, but the sources of this funding. And what was the quid pro quo for this? Was it just love of Aam Aadmi Party? If that was the case, there was no need to hide it, except perhaps for tax evasion and other purposes. But what is the actual purpose and why the need to conceal the identity of these? I want to bring out a fact to you. Sikhs for Justice head, the man known for spewing venom against India, Panun, had said categorically that we've given $21 million to Aam Aadmi Party, and they are to advocate a case for release of Bhullar, who was an accused of 93 Delhi blast case. And nobody would believe him, and nobody should. After all, he's a terrorist, you know. But lo and behold, in 2017, the then Pranab Mukherjee was written a letter to and by none less than Arvind Kejriwal asking for leniency for Bhullar, the same person who was convicted. So there are lots of things. Arvind Kejriwal's sympathy for Khalistan sympathizers is very well known. You know how much time he actually spent.
What is alleged by a wanted man?
That is
and what later? I'm just coming back to what was claimed by the then National Secretary of the AAP. What I'm saying is this question: the Aam Aadmi Party right now, when we put out this story,
and there's another question.
See, I'm just saying, Shahzaji, just give me 30 seconds.
There's something else also.
Yeah. Just 30 seconds. The Aam Aadmi Party right now has come out and clarified this is an old case. Ahead of the polls, you are rehashing an old case, etc. They have said we are putting out their reaction at the bottom. But this is what the Aam Aadmi Party's position was then. The National Secretary of the AAP was actually summoned at that time. And he said, yes, we have received foreign donations, but from Indian nationals via the Aam Aadmi's portal. Donations at aamadmiparty.org. That's what's mentioned, that we have received it from Indian nationals, because foreign funding or funding from foreign nationals is violative of the regulations unless you declare it, and for political funding you cannot directly receive it. That's the rule. Now in this case they have said, they have clarified that online donations have been received from Indian citizens and above 18 years residing abroad, and these donors have submitted their passport numbers in support of their claim. And in case of foreign donations through check, the donors are required to prove documentary personality as copy of their passport. So they have said that we have furnished details of foreign details received by us. That's what they said. This is what they said. But that analysis showed this discrepancy.
I want to just add. Yes, and I want to just bring forth a few facts. You know, the first Punjab election, not the one which happened 1 year back, the Vidhan Sabha election. Who was looking after it? Durgesh Pathak. Who is Durgesh Pathak? Who was looking at all the matters related to Punjab, and he was building the party there at that point of time, 5 years back. What happens then? He is, I've known him for a long time, and I know his antecedents all too well. He is now an MLA. He was in charge of Punjab for many, many years. And the illegal funds are also being traced to his personal account. Can you imagine? And not just that, there's a duplicity of emails is all one thing, but look at the numbers and look at, this is something that has been unearthed. I suspect there's much more to it, because I used to raise funds when I was there, and of course somebody like me could not stay on for long. But I remember something when I used to go to the UK and Dubai. I would go and speak, and we were all taken in by the idealism. You know, there would be somebody, Arvind would make sure, and Manish Sisodia, that somebody else would come along. So when I would talk to people, and they would obviously want to give funds, and it was very clear that people with foreign passports who cannot give funds, right? So you know what, something I discovered much later. I always wondered why somebody is being sent who's talking to people, taking their names and details. I got to know much later that the people they trusted Aam Aadmi Party in India, their accounts were given to all these people who were in different parts of the world, whether it's Canada or UAE or Saudi or UK. And not just that, those individuals, because they could not send directly to Aam Aadmi Party, they would send to the friends and relatives of these people through Western Union. and then those people would take a certain cut, and then it would come to Aam Aadmi Party, because then Indians can obviously give money.
Then
So this is how
that
it worked.
say no,
It
no,
was a well-oiled
whether
machinery.
somebody abroad gave it to their near and dear, and those near and dear came and donated, that's another aspect of it altogether. Here,
I'm just
after the
saying that this is
claim
the way
made
they
by
were
the then National
circumventing it.
Secretary of the Aam Aadmi Party, National Secretary and National Secretary of the Aam Aadmi Party, after that, when the data was analyzed, these discrepancies were found. So once the AAP gave an official declaration, Ravi Srivastava, then analyzing that data, it was found that 155 persons residing abroad made donations totaling to 1,02,48,189 using 55 passport numbers. Can 155 people use 55 passport numbers, sir?
Good evening, Anand. First of all, the BJP spokesperson just now admitted something, that she was traveling on AAP expenses abroad, collecting some funds and observing that the money is being sent to some individual accounts via Western Union, etc., etc. It's very
I said very
intriguing
clearly I said very clearly about
please,
how Aam
I have
Aadmi
your-
Party
you had your time,
was
now allow me
funneling
to
funds.
speak.
Yeah.
You had your time. You had
Yeah,
your
but-
time. So you are doing it, and you have kept quiet, and you did not report it to the investigative agencies. You kept quiet. And today you are not doing the same
that
thing
is
for
no,
your party
no,
where you
no.
are working now.
I
How
never,
do I
no,
know
that's why
you
I'm
are
out of
doing
the party,
same
Ravi
thing today?
Srivastava, and you're in the
That's the
party.
same thing
Because
you
you're
are
a
doing it
crook
today.
and I'm not.
Okay,
I
now
left
forget
the
it.
party. You're
Forget
a
it
crook,
now.
sir,
Left,
and I'm not.
Left, right.
Sir, you're
left,
a crook
right,
and I'm
transport.
not. That's why you're in the
Left,
party and
right,
I'm not.
transport
No,
is
no,
a
do not
different
cast
story.
any aspersions.
You
Do not, no,
you
no,
are
no, do
doing
not talk
something
rubbish.
and you
Do
are
not
doing
talk
the same
rubbish.
thing
No, I'm
now
sorry, I will not
to
allow you.
represent party.
I learned
How
of
do I
this
know?
later on.
How
When
do
I
I
did
know?
Hawala and
No,
Midnight
one
Expose,
second.
I
You
had
are
left
traveling
Aam
on
Aadmi
AAP
1 year later.
expenses for
Just by the
fundraising,
way,
and you
on
found
my
it,
watch,
and you
I
did
was
not report
on
it.
my watch,
What
nothing
else
could
you
happen.
want?
That's why they wanted
What
me
else
out.
you want?
Ravi
No, no, your
Srivastava, that's why you're in and I'm
dementia
out.
or
That's why I was
Alzheimer
told off
has
and I
now
left,
recovered.
because somebody like me
No, no,
did
your
not fit in
dementia
the mold of
Alzheimer has
corruption
now
and
recovered or what?
sleaze.
You
Corruption
remember
and
everything,
sleaze.
but you
But
forgot
you are
that.
responsible.
Why
Sleaze.
did you not
You
report to
represent
the
sleaze and
investigative
corruption of Aam
agencies?
Aadmi Party.
Why you were
I
making-
represent
How do
goodness
I know
and
you are
honesty.
not making
That's
money?
why I'm out and
How
you're
do
in.
I know that
That's
you
the
are not
difference
making
between
money?
you and me, sir.
No, how
You
do
are
I know you
sleaze
are
and
not
I'm
making
not.
money?
You are
You are
corrupt
making money
and I'm
as
not.
well.
That's the difference.
And you are
That's
still
why you're
making
in Aam
money, I
Aadmi
think.
Party and I'm out.
Yeah.
So that's the
Anand,
reason.
can
That's
can
why
I
I'm not an
speak on the
MLA or
subject,
MP
please?
with Aam Aadmi Party.
Can I speak on the subject now, please?
Well, you are the one who became personal with Ms.
you're
Shazia Almi, so she
sleazy,
has
that's
the
why
right to
you're
respond,
in,
Ravi
sir. That's why
Srivastava.
somebody like me left.
Because
I
she
asked you a
admitted it.
straightforward
Yes.
question. Ravi Srivastava, you chose not to answer my question. My question to you, sir,
Now I'll
was
tell you.
can
I'll tell you.
155 people donate on 55 passport numbers? Yes or
Numbers
no?
are there. I am telling you. Numbers are there. Check numbers are there. Account details are there. Passport numbers are there. Everything is available. Let the investigation be on. Who is stopping?
No, I am
What I
asking,
am
you
telling
have an
is-
opinion on everything,
No,
sir. You have an opinion on
I
Shazia
have-
Almi. You
I
don't have
have-
an opinion
I
on
have-
whether 155
No,
people
because-
can
because-
transact on 55 passport numbers.
Because
You have an
such
opinion on
dubious
everything,
people-
so I'm asking you,
No,
can
such
155
dubious
people transact on 55
I-
numbers?
No,
55
such
passport
dubious
numbers.
people who claim to be very
No,
honest.
no. So
and
you
think
have an
party,
opinion on Ms.
they have
Shazia
a
Almi,
reason
but you
for
don't
that.
have an opinion on the hard
But I am
numbers here.
honest, and
100,
I'm telling you the
155
opinion now.
people,
Aap is
155
honest.
people
That's the
transacting on
honesty
55
behind the
passport
party.
numbers.
Opinion. I am telling you the opinion now.
Yeah.
Opinion
Sir,
was
you
in
know you're
2015.
dishonest and your party is
None
totally
other
I
than the Home
no,
Minister.
no. Answer
Wait a
my
minute, please.
answer my question, Ravi
I am
Srivastava.
answering, sir.
Sir, no. I am asking. You didn't answer my question. Can 155 people transact on 55 passport numbers? Yes or no?
How do I know? This is the government investigation job.
No, I'm
do I
asking
know?
you. I'm asking you. All
No, no,
right.
why you are
Okay, next
asking me?
question. Next
14
question.
to
Next
22.
question.
This
Next
is not my
question.
2014
Next
to
question. If
22.
the Aam Aadmi Party's
First, allow
national
me to
secretary.
make my
1 minute, sir.
statement, then you raise the question.
1 minute, sir.
You
If
allow
the
me to make
national,
my
if the,
statement.
so you said, how do I know? So I'm asking you, if the
My
Aam Aadmi,
statement.
if the Aam Aadmi Party's national secretary is on record to claim that all foreign money has come via check and from Indian citizens, but the data analysis or looking through the scouring through the data shows that these are foreign nationals who have given this money, then is somebody being economical with the truth or not? Is there a scent
No.
of Haji Baji or not?
No.
No. Oh.
Honorable a learned advocate has said, the matter is sub judice, matter is in the court, let the court decide about it.
Ah.
You are
Oh, really?
comment.
So, but you
Neither
can
I will
decide
be-
on Shazia Elmi, but you
I
cannot
will-
decide on a
Yeah.
fact when somebody
Because
says
she
it's
made a
Indian
statement.
nationals and the data says it's
She
foreign
made a
nationals, you will have no
statement.
opinion there. Then you will wait for the court.
She made a
I have a
statement
question.
that she was making money.
Yeah, I have
She
a
was
question.
She
making
never
money.
said
She
that,
made a
sir.
statement.
She never
When
said that, sir.
Arvind
You've got no
Kejriwal
right.
was raising the
She
fund.
can.
When
She
Arvind
is very well
Kejriwal
within her
was
rights to take you
and
to
she
court on
knew
defamation
that the funds
because
are
she
going
never
to
said she
increase
was
her
making money. If you
She
make
was
that
also-
allegation, sir,
she
you
also-
open yourself to libel
Yeah.
here. I'll tell you very clearly.
No,
She never said she was making
said-
money. You
she
are
said
you are
herself-
making that assumption, sir. You are welcome to make,
herself
you are
said
welcome
that she
you are welcome
knew
to make
the
whatever
money
assumption
is
you
going
want,
to
but you open
individual
yourself to
account.
libel and legal scrutiny.
Can I say something?
Now
Just
let
give
me
me
tell
20
you.
seconds. I just want to
No,
say,
please.
You know,
Can I make a statement or not?
2014
Please.
is when I left.
Wait a minute.
These are matters.
I want
No,
only 20
2014
seconds,
is when
that's
I
all.
left. 2014 to 22, they have made so much money. Seriously, that's why people like me were thrown out, right? Because we would not stand for this. That's why somebody decent cannot
How
last
do
in
I
this
know you
party.
are thrown out?
Which
That's
names
why
are
you are
there?
making
Read
all
the
these
names.
allegations
Durgesh
today.
Pathak, Aniket.
You are thrown
Read the
out.
names.
That's why you are
Read
making
all the
these
names,
allegations
sir.
today.
Just read the story.
You are thrown out.
Exactly.
That's why you are
and
making
I'm so glad
allegations
I was
today.
thrown out. If corrupt
No,
people are throwing me
what
out,
you
it's a
say,
badge of honor,
you were
sir.
thrown out. Now
By
you
a
say you
dishonorable
are thrown
party,
out,
I'm
so you are
proud.
making allegations.
I'm so proud of myself, sir. You should hang your head in shame.
Arey,
You should
stay
hang your
proud,
head
stay
in shame
proud.
for hanging around with
Stay
these corrupt
proud.
people.
I'm not stopping you.
शर्म
You
आनी
stay
चाहिए आपको,
proud.
sir. I'm
You-
very proud
शर्म
of my
आपको आनी
honesty.
चाहिए।
I'm
आपकी-
very proud of
आपकी
my
पार्टी
honesty
का एक
and
ही
I will
काम
talk
है
about the
कि कैसे भी
dishonesty and
आम
sleaze of
आदमी
Aam
पार्टी
Aadmi
को
Party.
बदनाम करो
Each one
और
of
वो भी
them.
इलेक्शन के
Admiral
5 दिन पहले
Ramdas, Yogendra Yadav,
वो भी इलेक्शन के
Prashant
5 दिन
Bhushan,
पहले
Mayank Gandhi, each one of them left. Why? Because of your corruption and your sleaze.
No.
And you
Why?
stay down.
Because
It says a lot about yourself,
your party
sir.
accepts
It
all corrupt.
says a lot
You
about
accept
yourself and
Ajit
your
Pawar.
integrity.
You accept
And your
Charan
integrity.
Bhujbal. You accept
2014
Srimant
to
Vishnu Sharma.
22.
You accept
Sir, all
Dilip
the
Ghosh.
people that you were saying sorry
you
to,
accept all corrupts
Arvind
in the
Kejriwal
world.
apologized.
You take
Arvind
them.
Kejriwal said sorry to Arun Jaitley.
You take them,
He said sorry
wash
to
them
Majidhia.
and give it
he
back to the
apologized,
people.
sir, to Amit Sibbal,
What?
to Kapil Sibbal.
What for?
Kejriwal went apologizing, sir. You remember? Do you remember? You don't remember? Arvind
I
Kejriwal
remember everything.
abused all of them.
I
All the
remember
matters are
everything.
subjudice. I would like
I
to tell
know
Mr.
the
Duggal.
truth.
Can I come in,
I
please?
know the truth
Yeah.
about
I've had
that
enough
turn
with
code.
this.
Now,
You're so
No,
selfish,
no.
sir, I don't want to.
Sir,
I have a
sir.
small question.
Wow, 1 minute,
I have a
1
small
minute,
question.
1 minute,
Not for him.
1 minute. देखिए,
I know the
I
truth
have a
about
question
turn
for
code.
Mr. Duggal.
Ravi
Who's the
Srivastava ji,
expert?
Ravi
I have
Srivastava
a
ji.
question for Mr.
You are not allowed
Duggal.
me to make my
Ravi
statement for
Srivastava
20
ji, when
seconds.
Arvind was making these accusations,
You have
20
not.
seconds
You have
I
passed
want.
opinion where you find it
Exposed
convenient.
him.
You have not answered
Smash,
questions
sir,
where you find
smash.
it
I'm giving
inconvenient,
the
lies
and
and
you have
reports.
skipped the entire. You have
I'm-
skipped the entire
I'm
logic
giving the
altogether.
statement, sir.
Wherever it is
Okay,
highly
now you will not
inconvenient.
give me time. I'll speak myself.
yeah, Ravi Srivastava ji,
2015,
okay,
the
huh.
Honorable Home Minister of this
So
country
I just-
Okay,
went to the
Shazia ji,
court,
I'll come to you.
submitted
Yeah,
the
give him his
affidavit
60
in the
seconds.
Anand,
court
I
of
want to ask
Justice
a question.
Rohini and Justice R.S. Endlaw and said it that all transactions from foreign currency are legitimate. And our IB, our Intelligence Bureau, has done the proper surveillance for this. That's all. Now you proceed.
No, surveillance for what? Surveillance for
Whatever
what?
you want to do, you do it.
No,
People's
surveillance
Act
for what?
is
Sir,
one.
foreign transactions, please go back and see the date from the date when the Aam Aadmi Party start
FCRA
putting out
and
their source of
representation
funds
of
and source
People's
of
Act.
donors
You're supposed to
on their
reveal the
website.
money you have.
And secondly, sir, if you make a claim as National Secretary of the Aam Aadmi Party that the money that we have received are from Indian citizens abroad, and if that data that you have said is Indian citizens abroad shows discrepancies where 155 people have used 55 passport numbers, shows discrepancies like the fact that the same email ID to 21 mobile numbers have been used by 71 donors and 75 donors have used 15 credit cards, and email IDs have been used by 201 people. 50 odd email IDs have been used by 201 people. Then what would you say to that, sir? If that on the same data that you as National Secretary of the Aam Aadmi Party has made a claim that this is genuine, 201 people using 51 email IDs. Now tell me, sir, who's been economical with the facts, and when you go and depose that this is genuine data and if that data is shown to be faulty?
discrepancy is your imagination.
Oh,
Let
sir.
the court prove it.
Lovely.
Let the court prove
Lovely.
it.
Everything
Yeah,
else, you can
that's all.
imagine whatever you want. Nobody
the
needs to
court-
prove it. But
let
here
the
there is
court
hard
say
data that the court needs to prove. Fantastic, Ravi
Hard
Srivastava.
data for
Fantastic.
you. It
Live
is
up
not
to
a
your
hard
own
data.
standards, sir.
It is not
Live
a
up
hard
to
data.
your own
Sorry.
standards, sir.
I said
Live up to your
it is
own
a
standards,
false
sir,
data
when
by
you
you.
pass opinion on others then.
I
Shazia,
say it's
Almi,
a
quick
false data
response.
by you. I
So
say
I
it's a
was small.
false data
So, yeah,
by
please
you.
give me 20
Fudge
seconds.
data by
I
me.
don't want to be interrupted.
Fudge
by
data by
hectic-
me.
That's all.
By
Sir,
Mr.
sir.
Sleaze here.
Sir.
Sir, can you please
What
be
else?
quiet? I want to come in. I just
Sir.
want to say 20. I just want 20 seconds of clean time. Can it be clean, please?
Yes. Go ahead,
So
Shazia.
I have a question for both the panelists here who are busy defending Aam Aadmi Party. I want to ask them. This happened between 2014 to 22. It's another matter that I was not there in this period. But tell me now that all the matter has, all of these, this evidence has been unearthed, and the actual numbers, passport numbers, account numbers, and all the details, and even then, some of them are being squeamish to admit it. Tell me what was the reason as to why Arvind Kejriwal would speak about all the matters which were sub judice or not, about every party and everybody in the Congress party or Lalu's party or Samajwadi Party. This was,
those
this
rules,
was used and they would discuss.
perhaps
at
those
great
rules don't
detail.
apply.
Why are they being squeamish
Perhaps
now?
those
Yes,
rules
yes,
don't
yes.
apply. Perhaps
Yes,
those rules
spoken a
don't
lot.
apply.
Why
Don't
are they
apply
squeamish?
to those who
8,500
claim to
crore
apply
worth of
those rules
electoral
on others,
bonds
ma'am.
pocketed
Because
by
these
the
are
corrupt
the allegation
Bharatiya
is
Janata Party.
that such people
He has
have given
spoken a lot.
undertaking to
You
courts
have
that
not
they will
heard
not
it.
talk
Or
about
perhaps
matters
you
that
are
are
hard
sub
hearing.
judice, but that's the fulcrum of
you
their
are
election
hard hearing.
campaign currently. So quite rich coming from some who do not walk the talk literally. That's how it is, ma'am. But for the moment, we're going to wind up on that note. We'll see how this investigation pans out. The data is here, and you'll have the story on news18.com in detail, and continue to track us here at CNN News 18. We're going to take a very short break here on the right stand. When we come back, it's a copter crash, ladies and gentlemen. At the Federal Bank at CNN News 18 primetime studios, we will look at the geopolitical impact of the death of President Ibrahim Raisi, along with the foreign minister and 7 others in that helicopter crash in Iran near Tabriz. Stay with us.